making a couple of units, like droning up more. But the last thing you want to do is overkill with how many um, with how many zerglings you make. Like, you don't need that many. You see him only having one gateway and he's taking up and so on. Where do you need more than like 8 zerglings at most? And if he keeps bringing more zealots or something, then you can make like 12 or whatever. I made a couple of scourges ahead of time, even though I don't see a corsair, because usually without a doubt they will make a corsair. Now the one thing I gotta note is that his corsair seems to be very late. I don't see a corsair even now. Like, normally they should already be harassing me, killing some of my overlords, but I don't see any. On the other hand, I saw that his forge is upgrading, and that is usually something like you don't see. The corsair doesn't come, or it's very late, and the forge is upgrading. Those are usually signs that he's gonna go like mass zealot early on. And if he even has a very late assimilator or not at all, then that's usually even a more obvious sign that it's going to be mass zealot. And in that case, you want to make mutalisks. You don't want to make hydras. He can, though you can defend with hydras and sunken colonies. You also cannot deal much with what he brings. Like, he could bring his zealots. Okay, you have hydras, I'm gonna run away. But if you have mutas, you will be able to kill all those zealots, and that's one huge advantage over that. Now, because in the end I saw a corsair and I saw him make it on a gas on a normal timing, I'm a bit unsure at the moment whether he's really massing zealots or not. Like, normally he'd already be attacking with them, but so I'm kinda so instead of forcing myself to rely too much on mutalisks, I also concentrate on making some hydraulisk upgrades just in case. I also don't want to reveal my mutalisks yet, like before I get a decent amount of them. Like, I don't think he expects me to have mutalisks at this point. So I want to avoid giving them up too early, and for all he knows, I might be just massing hydras like most Zergs do. But instead, I want to kind of bring my mutalisks out at the last possible moment, and when I do show them, he has no time to react. If I try to attack when I hit his main when I only had 6 mutas, he might already have 1 cannon and like corsairs coming, Archon coming, and I wouldn't be able to do much. But because I was able to completely hide my mutalisks, then it doesn't matter that much if I hide them just for a while longer. However, if he suspects that I might be making mutas, then you don't want to hide them for too long. But over here, I was pretty sure he didn't know that I was doing mutas, so I hid them for a bit longer, and this allowed me to attack his main when it was unprepared, with a decent number of mutas too. Like, if I attacked too early, then yes, I would have been able to come here, but I wouldn't. There's a chance that I wouldn't have been able to do any real damage with my mutas, unlike over here, where his main is completely vulnerable to my mutas. I'm microing a bit against this Archon over here. Like, the one thing Archons don't have is that they're huge, and the second thing is that they're not too good on attacking mutas against when I have all these buildings and mineral lines and so on as my cover. However, I was already able to slow him down a great deal. Like, over there, I definitely was really careless with my mutas. I shouldn't have gotten that greedy. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to kill that Archon, which he was morphing, so I should have just dropped it down, gotten maybe a couple hits at it or at most, and then ran away. But over here, I totally lost some mutas uselessly. I should have been more careful with that. Now that he's in his main though, and I'm kind of massing Hydra as well, and my economy is up, and I can just begin massing units without making too many drones, then I can also expand, and I brought over a drone so that I can get the new expansion out. And especially in Heartbreak Ridge, getting that expansion up is huge, because then you will be able to take your control over the map much easier. Like, if you delay too much, then it's going to be very hard for you. So I attack with my hydras, bring out these mutas as well, but trying to avoid those Archon hits a bit. But these 5 mutas won't make that huge of a difference at this point anymore. now that I'm just massing Hydras and he's completely unprepared, and he was forced to make kind of some Archons instead of High Templars, and that allowed me to kind of attack him before he has too many psionic storms, and the game is pretty much over when I'm able to break him up to this point, and I have this good economy and I have new expansions coming. There's not really anything he can do anymore. Also remember to make your lurker aspect as soon as possible after your Hydra upgrades finish when doing the sauron. Like the lurkers, they're gonna be your savior if you're behind at all, and besides you don't want to make hydras too long because it's very vulnerable to psionic storm and takes a lot of micro to pull off. So that's about it. GG.